Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pipes, Tobacco, and Whiskey. So this is part 2 of our Sutliff Crumble Cake series. And we are going to share our thoughts with you on Sutliff's Crumble Cake Virginia Perique. This one's been out for a while, okay? Couple things about this one. It's got Black Cavendish, Perique, and Virginia in it. Made by the Sutliff Company. There's no flavorings. It is a crumble cake. Comes in a 1.5 10-ounce tin. Available anywhere that you can buy Sutliff products. The strength on this one is moderate to medium. The taste on this one is medium. Let me give you the description that Sutliff writes about this. They say, generous amounts of Perique are combined with Black Cavendish and a variety of mature red Virginias. The combination is then processed into an old-fashioned crumble cake to create a vapor's lover's dream. Okay. All right. Well, let's jump into this one and start talking about it. Let's talk about the tin note first. What are your thoughts about this one on tin note?
Well, I mean, we just opened this tin.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that
it's
is one
fresh.
thing. This is fresh. And it still happens. I just opened it and I still get hit with it. I'm not sure if it's because of dinner or whatever or anything, but right when you open it, I got a strong hit of cheese.
Parmesan cheese?
Parmesan cheese. It's a very...
Yep, there it is.
Very strong cheese scent. At first, when I made the noise, you thought, oh, real vinegary, huh? No. That's behind it.
Yeah.
That's behind it. When you get past it, it's not unpleasant if you're a cheese lover. But the vinegary scent, I guess, that part that when you smell it, that makes your mouth salivate.
Yeah.
That is what I mostly get past the Parmesan. A little bit of earthiness too. Maybe that's
some grassy hay in there, a little bit.
A little.
But past that vinegar and cheesy scent that I'm getting, I get a little bit of bread in here. Mm-hmm. Some bread, maybe sourdough.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, and also if you'll take another whiff of that, there's a little bit of dark fruit in there, like a fig.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I got the figginess a little bit there. Yeah, that's good.
But I'm with you. That cheesy and vinegary scent is right up front. Boom.
Yeah,
right in your face.
It hits so hard, and that's where I was just so surprised by this smoke, was because right when I opened it up, I smelled that cheese and I went, what the? I had to do a double take around the room to make sure there wasn't a fresh block that just got dropped off or anything, because it hit me hard, and all the other flavors are there. Typical vapor smells. Mm-hmm. It's just interesting. I don't know if it's the caking process or the crumble cake that they did, but I know the first one didn't have that.
A lot of people will feel like the Periques give it a spiciness smell to it as well, and I don't get that so much on this one. If you can consider vinegar a spice, that acrid kind of smell of vinegar, but not really much spice. It's more of what we just talked about than any spiciness. Cool. All right, well, we're smoking it now, so, and I'll have to say that it is kind of wet. I mean, right out of the tin, it's wet. I think drying it, we didn't dry it, but I think drying it would give it some,
I think so.
some more added flavors and benefits, especially right at the beginning, because I'm lighting so much at the beginning, to try to keep it lit. So anyway, what are your thoughts on this as far as taste goes?
It's a medium-bodied taste. I don't think, or rather, I can't tell the presence or the strength of the Cavendish. I know there's some in here. Perhaps it's just toning down the pepperiness of the Perique or whatever they're...
trying to help balance
counterbalance it. But I do know that it is a very slightly savory... I mean, I'm still getting those twings behind my saliva glands that just that I get from the vinegriness of the
Yeah, to me, and that tells me that the reds are prominent in this one. The reds are the lead on this one for sure.
Yeah.
So I get that sweet and sour kind of taste, you know, from that reds usually give me. It's very a rich and deep flavor. I get your thoughts on the savoriness for sure.
Yeah. Slightly bready too.
Yeah. And a little grassy. I mean, there's some spice back there in the back, but the Perique doesn't seem to be sticking its head out.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. It's the only way I can say is this really reminds me of what Worcestershire tastes like.
Huh.
It's got a very tangy, smoky, very deep, savory flavor. And I think that's what I'm getting a lot of this now, and I think that's why I'm getting such a twinge in the back of my mouth and kind of spikes sent through, just because it's as if I were literally just taking shots of Worcestershire. Not unpleasant because the flavors are really nice, and I think that Perique adds that pepperiness to it that just really smooths it out. Maybe that's why the Cavendish is there. Is just to smooth out the whole blend, because maybe without it, it would have really started punching you in the face.
I'm not convinced that the Cavendish adds any kind of flavor to it. Maybe a subtle sweetness to it. But other than that, that's about it.
It's being used to temper the blend.
Yeah, and I am getting a little bit of that peppery taste in there, but it's not as much as the sweet and sour tanginess from the reds. The reds are just really out front on this one. Here. It's pretty consistent so far. I'm about a fourth of the way through, and so far it's been fairly consistent as far as flavor goes.
I'm about halfway through, and it's the flavor is going through all the way. I will say, when we first started this, I couldn't tell if it was my frustration with the lighting process, keeping it lit or keeping it going. But as I'm going through there, it's the same flavor, but it's mellowing out. It seems to be working on me a little better.
Yeah. It was pretty jumpy at first, and then now that we've got it lit and we're kind of settling into it, I think it's kind of smoothing out and balancing out a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty good flavor. I mean, it's not like wowing me as far as vapors go.
No.
You know, it's subtle, and if you like reds, if you like red Virginias, you're gonna love this one.
Well, and this is a very, very red Virginia heavy blend. The only thing I would advise is it's got to dry out a little bit. I think it's slightly moist.
Yeah, it's too moist.
Yeah,
because I'm gurgling a little bit right now,
yes.
and I'm having to.
We're having a lie.
Yeah. Yeah, so that I think it would be better with some dry time, probably at least 30 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, it needs some considerable time. At least, even if you're not breaking it apart.
Yeah.
Just leave it open.
You know, some guys will break apart these flakes right when they open the can, or these crumble cakes, and rub the whole can out, and then put it back in so that it dries faster. But I want those flavors to stay.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I want those flavors to marry as much as possible, you know? So I will keep them intact until I'm ready to smoke it.
I will too, because I do the same thing with plum pudding. I don't enjoy plum pudding as much as you do. But every now and then when I go to it, I'll buy 1-2 tins and it'll last me all year. They stay in the cakes. Just like these. To me, they stay in the cakes because I may enjoy this. This may be one of my favorite smokes. But say I don't smoke it for a month because I'm doing other things or I'm smoking something else or, you know. I don't know how I feel about rubbing it out completely.
Yeah, I don't do that at all. Speaking of plum pudding, I don't know if you've read this yet, but just a day ago or 2 days ago, Joe Lankford, who is the creator of plum pudding and all of the Seattle Pipe Club tobaccos, had passed away.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, and so to all of Joe's family and friends, we surely send our love and our prayers with you because I know that's a hard thing to deal with, and the tobacco world has really, and the pipe world has really lost a true friend. So
Yeah.
So we our thoughts are with you. Going on talking about this. It's the last vapor that I really started liking was the Red Hunt from Warped, and it's got just flavors all over the place.
Yeah,
When this one finally comes together, it's just nice and even.
Yes, it's a pretty consistent smoke. Yeah, I'm getting it too.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of gurgle.
Guys, it's not. I would say it's the tobacco, but I will also add into it our negligence as pipe smokers to not do our due diligence by letting it dry.
Well, sometimes that's what people do, though. They crack a tin open and stuff it in their pipe, and they need to know that, hey, this is what you're going to get if you do that.
And this is a very accurate representation of this blend needs to dry. It's just got to dry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go on to the room notes. What do you think about the room notes?
Tolerable. It's got a slight linger. I am a vapor fan, so the cheesiness that came from the tin note is missing in the room note.
Yeah, it is not there.
It's not there. So I don't think it's unpleasant, but I can see how it's always the arrows. There's no floral note to this. There's no frou-frou. This is a vapor through and through on the smoke with more hints on the Red Virginia side.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. It lingers a little bit, and for me, it's just above tolerable. Just above tolerable. All right, and we've already talked about the moisture level on this, is that it's got to have dry time, guys. You're going to have to let it sit out for a while. Preferably me, I would dry it out for longer than 30 minutes because I like mine to be on the dry side.
Yeah, I do too.
I've heard of guys that will put their tobaccos in a microwave and zap it for like 6 seconds or something like that, just to dry it out enough to. What are your thoughts?
Yeah,
I'd like to hear what you guys do about that. To dry out your tobaccos. I basically rub it out, put it in my bowl there, my leather valet bowl, and just leave it. And like if it's in here, depending on the weather, if it's hotter outside, I might leave it in the garage for a little bit, just depends. But this one's going to need,
Yeah, it's going to need it needs a little bit of attention.
Yep. What's your thoughts on the nicotine on this one?
Yeah, this one's a moderate to medium nicotine. I really don't think, it's not pushing anybody over, basically. It's got some nicotine to it. It's a good sit and smoke. I would think this is also something that you could smoke, not maybe as your first smoke, but from afternoon, after you've had breakfast or something, all the way to the rest of the day. I think it'd be fine.
I would not smoke this all day. Simply because I don't want to have to sit there and wait for the tobacco to dry out as much,
Sit it in the bowl, leave it overnight.
Yeah, well, you could do that, but how much do you put out, And then if you put too much or not enough, Now
you got some dry bits mixed with the wet bits.
Yeah, and so maybe once a day would be enough for me on this one. But as far as the nicotine content goes, I'm thinking, moderate to medium. Not real strong.
No, it's not real strong.
Par for the course.
Yes.
All right. Couple of other things about this one, guys. There's no bite or harshness to it. Boy, it rubs out. I love
the way this whole crumble cake
Sutliff
series is.
crumble cakes just rub out perfect.
They are the best way. I think I think everybody should use the way these crumble cakes are made as a standard for how they should break apart, because it's so easy just to grab one little flake slice, break, it still holds consistency as two pieces, and then done.
Yeah.
And just all broken apart, ready to go.
Absolutely. Burns cool and clean. It's burns kind of slow, lot due to the moisture content. I'm getting some dampness in the bowl.
All right, okay.
That's because though we didn't dry it out. You might your results may vary depending on how much you dry it out. Does require some relights.
Yep.
It's got a mild and pleasant aftertaste. I get 90% of this smoke is all red Virginia.
Yes.
You know, it can be a little bit strong. It's not really an all-day smoke for me, and I like the volume of smoke that this one produces as well. Okay, so it comes in 1.5 ounce tins, very readily available. One tin I got for $12.12 at Smoking Pipes. Comes to about $8.08 an ounce. To me, that's kind of pricey.
Yeah.
But you know what? These reds, it's almost like Sutliff is making an attempt to get towards where McClellan
Yes,
was.
I think so too.
And I think that Kringle, what is it called? Kringle cake? Kringle
Yes.
flake.
Kringle flake.
That one is about as close to McClellan's as I tried.
They are really they are getting really really close, and I think it's the way they work those red Virginias to get that very tangy flavor coming through. Excuse me. Go ahead.
Well, the last thing to do is, what do you think? What's your rating on this one?
So, I don't know how I'm going to rate this because I know of my current smoke. To me personally, it's going to rate a little lower due to the current smoke that I'm having with it. A, because I didn't dry it out.
Yeah.
B, because I didn't dry it out. And that's my own stupidity. Knowing that, I would know that this blend, given a month in a mason jar, and with the allotted dry out time, would be right up my alley of one of the better smokes I could enjoy. Just because I love Sutliff, I love the way they're getting those tangy flavors coming through, and the ease of just being able to just pick it up, boom, 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 go. If I let it dry out, I'm thinking I'm gonna stick with the 3.5.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do too.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the 3.5 because the fact that it does require a little bit of maintenance, in my opinion, lowers it on the scale. But knowing that with that little bit of maintenance changes the way the smoke is, and it will enhance my experience.
Yeah, I think the experience that I had with the English #1, the last Sutliff we did, was a better experience than this one. But this one still is a strong.
It's a still strong contender.
Yeah.
I think so too.
But of the series, this would not be my favorite one. But it's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, for Sutliff's Crumble Cake series, Virginia Perique, we are giving it 3.5 shots out of 5. So a solid vapor.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so.
Give it the care that it needs as far as drying it out and maybe letting it sit in a jar for a couple of months.
Yes.
This could turn out to be a 4.
I think yes. I think absolutely.
Yeah.
With enough patience, this is a solid addition to the Crumble Cake series.
All right. Coming up very quickly, we have our tobacco tasters at the end of September, and our choice for this time is going to be an aromatic. It was from the Country Squire, and it's called Bill's Blend. I got ours in, and it smells pretty darn good. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how it smokes. I'm not going to smoke it yet. I'm going to wait until closer, until I put it in a mason jar. I'm going to let it sit and do its thing. So anyway, go out and get yours from the Country Squire. It's about $5.50 an ounce, somewhere around there. So, get online and get yours ordered so that you can share with us. Anything else?
No, I've enjoyed another smoking experience.
Guys, send us your ideas about things you'd like for us to do. We are interested in sharing our thoughts with you on all of the things you have questions that you have out there. So please let us know if there's tobaccos or pipe accessories, whatever that you want us to feature, and we'll make every effort to put it on the show. Yep. Guys, thank you very much for watching. We sure do appreciate you. Don't forget,
Make all your piping moments count.
have a great week. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
So long.